winter I am on a bit of a mission to tackle two problems that I have in my knitting. The first one is that I buy yarn for a project and then I make the project and then I have a tiny little bit of yarn left over and I don't know what to do with that because I don't want to throw it away, but also it is not enough to make another project and it never goes with any other leftovers that I have to make a scrappy project, so I just throw it in a big bin and I forget about it. The other problem that I have is that I have a few projects that I made a long time ago that I am not 100% happy with and I'm not really using a lot, so I should unravel those, and this project that I'm starting today actually solves two of these problems. At least it solves part of them. I pulled this out of my bin full of leftovers. This is some cardiff cashmere that I used a while ago to make a Sophie scarf that I unraveled. The Sophie scarf is fine. I like it. I have another one that I use quite a bit. This one, it didn't turn out that great. I think I should have gone down a needle size. I didn't really like the fabric, and I also just felt like cashmere isn't something I buy a ton, and at the time it seemed like a good idea to make a staple scarf with it, but I just don't feel like the project does the yarn justice. So I decided to design my own little white scarf because that would be cool, that would be fun, and it's more special definitely. I have spent the last 2 days swatching and this is what I came up with. It is kind of like some structure, some lace mixed in together, nothing incredibly difficult to do. It's also pretty fast, so I think I want to keep a timer on this and see how long it takes me to make one. And I want to make one for myself, and then maybe I will make another one with some leftover yarn I have for my grandma for Christmas, but we'll see about that. So this is gonna be the right side, and then this is the wrong side, and I feel like both of these look pretty good. I weighed my swatch to figure out how long I can make this, and the number I got was very low compared to what other people are making with this cashmere. So I'm a bit confused, but I have 2 balls of this, which means 50 grams, and I managed to divide those into 2 balls of 22.5 grams each, so I have some leeway to make some adjustments later on. I have my swatch still and I have some extra over there, but I'm just going to use one of those halves to make half of the scarf, and then I'm going to see where I'm at, and then I'm just going to start on the other side with this. So that should hopefully kind of work out. Everything is pretty much planned out. I do have my Excel sheet ready, I do have my chart ready. I'm very excited to start, and yeah, let's go.
She took the beer bottle from my hand and said, "There's a church I know where we can raise some hell. Losers on a Christmas Eve. See out 1983. We were losers."
Okay, this is how far I got last night. This is all of my increases. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the pattern repeat a lot. I think it's like lofty and airy and very soft, obviously, because it's cashmere, but also not like incredibly visually overwhelming or distracting, so you can definitely wear this with anything. And it's also really fun to knit. There's enough going on that it's interesting to do, but not so much that you couldn't focus on something else like a show at the same time. I'm not quite sure yet how long I want to make this. I have some ideas. I did weigh this and kind of tried to figure out how far I could get with the yarn that I have. I'm kind of weighing some different options. I could try to do a whole scarf with just 1 ball of the cashmere, which would be kind of nice because then it would be like a very affordable project still, even though it's cashmere. And still pretty fun and still a small scarf, but I don't know, maybe it would be nicer to have a bit of a longer scarf. So I'm just going to keep going until I've used up half of 1 ball, and then I'm going to see from there how far I want to go. This took me about 2 hours, I think. So this is all of the increases, and then I think one pattern repeat after that. And I needed 1.5 hours and a tiny bit longer, I think, for the increases just, and then the rest I did in half an hour, which is pretty good, I would say. I think this could be theoretically something you could complete in like a Sunday if you have no other plans and just want to watch a lot of movies and knit. this quite a bit last night and I made a big chunk of progress. So this is where we're at now. I think you can definitely see the pattern repeat a little bit better. So this is what it's looking like. I think it's pretty cute. I am now 8 full pattern repeats in. Like I have these smaller ones here where the increases are, and then I think from like somewhere here I started counting the full pattern repeats. So this is 8 now, and I settled on doing 14 of them in total. I have been like weighing my yarn in between. I waited when I hit the halfway point that I originally thought would get me to about 70 centimeters with one ball of yarn, but it turned out that my fast calculations that I did when I just had the tip here didn't quite hold up, which I don't know, maybe it's because of the I-cord, maybe that's heavier or something, I don't know. But that didn't quite work out. I think I would have only gotten to like 50 centimeters with one ball of yarn, so I decided to use both so I can get to about 100, which should be a perfect length for a small scarf like that. And getting through one pattern repeat, like both of them next to each other, so technically this is the pattern repeat, like this one rectangle here, but obviously I'm working 2 next to each other, so getting from here through both of these pattern repeats to up here takes me pretty much exactly half an hour. So that's a pretty good time to estimate how long this will take in general. I think I have about 6 more hours to work on this just for length, and then I will do the other tip on the other side, which should be another maybe 45 minutes or something. So that's my estimate for how much longer this is going to take me, which maybe I can get done over the weekend, I assume. And then I'm pretty excited to wear this. It feels really nice, obviously, because it's cashmere. I just joined my second wall here. I mean, I kind of have like random bits and pieces here because this used to be something else, but technically I'm now on my second wall, and it's pretty interesting to see what it looks like now actually, because I obviously planned this out in like Excel and put the pattern repeat next to each other and everything, so I kind of like had an idea of what it was going to look like, but still knitted up it always looks a bit different, but I think it's pretty cute. I like it. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to finish this sometime soon so I can maybe get test knitting out.
But I'm sure that carrot doesn't go there. 30 Christmases have passed us, and we're still the losers.
Okay, it's like 6 p.m. It's completely dark outside already. This winter thing is a little bit annoying, but I made it through all of the length of the scarf, and now I only have the decreases left. Somehow I got slower. I'm not sure why. I feel like I'm not the most focused today and I keep making mistakes and then I have to go back, which in lace is not usually incredibly fun. So that was a bit annoying, but well, only the decreases. This is, I think, close to 80 centimeters now. So when I add the decrease part, it should be about 1 meter, which would be perfect. And this is the yarn I have left over. I'm thinking that should be enough for the decreases, and if not, I still have a little bit extra here in my swatch. So I'm gonna start the decreases now. I have my chart ready here. I've been keeping track of how long this takes me, so I'm very excited to see in the end how long the total knitting time was. I've also become pretty good at remembering to start and pause the timer. I was struggling with that immensely in the beginning.
Losers on a Christmas Eve.
So it's been about 2 weeks since I finished this scarf. This is what mine turned out like. It grew a little bit with blocking, so now it is about 110 centimeters long, which I find a very practical length, because it is definitely long enough for me to tie it around my neck like this once, and I think it looks pretty cool and shows off the pattern repeat really well. This is like what reminds me of snowflakes the most. And then it is also long enough to wrap it around twice from the front, so like this typical way you would wear these small scarves, and you can tie it in the front and it also looks cute. This pattern is currently in test knitting, which is a new experience to me. I have never hosted test knitting before and it's been really fun. I have very sweet test knitters who are also very speedy, which is great because I'm excited to share the pattern, but also this would make a great gift knit for Christmas if you're still looking for one. I'm actually knitting a second lumi scarf myself right now as a Christmas gift knit. And I would say it's a pretty addicting knit. It's really fun to do because at first you do these increases here, so you always have something to look forward to, and it's also like literally not that many stitches. And then for here, one of these pattern repeats, so this much, will take me about half an hour. So I always know, like, oh, I can do one more before, I don't know, I have dinner, for example, or I can do two more while I sit on the train. And you always have something, some next goal to look forward to. It's pretty rewarding to knit. And then in the end, you have this smaller decrease section again, that is like the increase section. So I would say this is an engaging and quick and fun knit, and it produces a very usable result, definitely. The pattern will be out on Ravelry this Sunday, so a few days after this video comes out. I will put the link in the description as soon as the pattern is there. And I would be very happy to see your progress and your finished objects. So definitely, if you're sharing them, tag me, let me know, send them to me. I would love to see what you all are doing with this pattern, and I wish you happy knitting, and I'll see you next time.